Good morning, StreamYard and YouTube fans. Welcome to my Quantum What If Sports Network. Today we are having Game 5 between the Reds and the White Sox, and this could be the end of my project right here. The reason I say that is because the White Sox are up 4-0. They just need one more win in order to win this project. Game 5. I'm going to recap the last games. Game 1 was 5-0 White Sox, and the Reds were almost. The White Sox almost had a perfect game in that game. The Reds got 2 hits, and that was it. Game 2 was a 3-2 win by the White Sox. This is as close as the Reds have gotten all series. Game 3 was 12-2 blowout, and Game 4 was a 6-1 blowout. I did see somebody popped in real quick. Good to see somebody on. And remember, the Reds are red with the white die first, red die second, and the White Sox are red normal. The Reds are trying to preserve history, and the White Sox are trying to change history. So as a result, all the Reds results are in white first, red second. And if I really wanted to make this difficult, what I could do is not only read the white die first, but on and I don't know who the power hitters were back then. If I did, I could not only could I read the white die first and the red die second, but on the power hitters I would read them backwards, meaning that if a 5 showed up, it now becomes a 2, and the 1 now would be a 6. And that would be only for your power hitters. So not only would we read them, if I knew the power hitters in 1990, not only would we read them backwards, but for the power hitters, we would read them in reverse as well. And basically, it's like if you did the 76 Reds, Morgan would be done that way, Bench would be done that way, and like Perez would be done that way. 3 players that were really well known for their power hitting, and you just not only would you read them white red first, but the white dice would read backwards. So if you got a 1, it's a 6. If you got a 2, it's a 5 type thing. Just to make it that little bit more difficult. All right. For the Reds today, we have Rath, Dalbert, Grau, Roush, Duncan, Koff, Neal. Raritan is catcher. Hod Eller is the pitcher. For the White Sox, we got Leopold, Collins, Weaver, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Flesh, Gandil, Reesberg, and Schock. They're lining up the way it's been the last 4 games. And Lefty Williams is pitching. We are going to head down to the Dice Tower and get this game started. And I rolled 3 sets of dice to simulate like an inning, and whatever dice, however many I have to read, is what I read for each batter. So let us take a look and see how things go. All right, can the Reds get a win? Okay. And for Rath, that is a 52. And we both are fielding 1. 52 is a 27, and that is third baseman to first baseman. That will be an out. That would be a 5-3 out. Dalbert comes on. Dalbert comes on. 63 for Dalbert will be a 31. And that's center fielder. That's an out. Grau comes out, and that will be a 21, and that's going to be a strikeout. 3 up and 3 down for the Reds. Nothing doing. Leopold comes up for the White Sox. And that's going to be a 16, which will be a 28. And that's 6-3. Collins will be a 6-1. And that's going to be 24. That will be short to first. That's going to be 6-3. Weaver will be a 43, and that's going to be pitcher to the first baseman. That's going to be a 1-3. And 3 up and 3 down. No hits for either team. That will be 62 for Roush. That's going to be a 22. That's going to be 3-1. And that is an out. Duncan will be a 53 here, and that's going to be 15 to fly out to left. Koff will be a 22, and that's a 7. And Williams is an A pitcher, and that will be a single to right. And that is our first hit of the game. Neal will come up. .25 for Neal will be a 30. And that's going to be a fly out to left, and that will end the inning. Reds get first hit of the game, but do not score. We go to Shoeless Joe Jackson. We have Shoeless Joe Jackson, we have Flesh, and we have Gandil, or these next 3 batters here. 31 for Shoeless will be an 8. And Eller is an A pitcher. This is going to be a fly out to the third baseman. Okay. 32 for Flesh. And that will be a 26. And that will be a 4-3 put out. Gandil comes up. That's 21. And that will be a fly out to left field. So no hits for the White Sox. Raritan is up for the Reds. .52 for Raritan. will be a 27, and that's third to first. 5-3 put out. Wrath gets a 66 here, and that is a 6 in his column. And against Lefty Williams, that will be a double. So Wrath will get a double here. And Dalbert will come up. And that will be a 51 for Dalbert. Man at second. That will be an 8. It says out at first, runner to third. So that will be a 5-3 put out. But the runner will go to third base. Wrath will go to third here. And that will bring Grau up. And we will re-roll here. $23 with a man at second. That will be a 26. And that's going to be a 4-3 put out, and that will end the inning. Okay. We got Reesberg, Chalk, and Reesberg, Chalk, and Leopold up for the bottom of the third here. Got 45 for Reesberg, and that's going to be a walk. Reesberg walks. He will be the first man on for the White Sox. Shaw, this is going to be a 65. Man at first. That will be a 35. He fouls out to the catcher. And Leopold comes up. And we will have to we'll have to say hi to Kent here. Kent joins us. We are currently in the bottom of the third. No score yet between the Reds and the White Sox in this 1919 What If Sports replay. The White Sox just got their first runner on base. Reesberg got a walk. Chalk just popped out to the catcher. Leopold, I'm just getting ready to look at Leopold's results here. He got a 46, and that is a 13, which is a strikeout. So Leopold struck out. Leopold just struck out, and we go to let me retake a look at that. 35. Yeah, we're okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at the last set of dice here. I had to figure out which one. It was the third set. So yeah, that is a strikeout. That is correct. So I have to re-roll here for Collins. So how are things going with you, Ken? Everything okay? What kind of project are you working on currently? And we get a 16 for Collins, and the 16 will be a 28. And with the man at first, that will be a 6-4 put out at second. And that will be the end of the inning. That's the fielder's choice. No hits for the White Sox. No perfect game because they walked. And that takes us up to Roush. Takes us up to Roush in the top of the fourth inning here for the Reds. All right. 34. That will be a 31. And that's going to be a fly out to right. That brings up Collins. 42. And that's a strikeout to Duncan. And 52 for Koff. Oh, sorry, 53 for Koff. That's a 19. And being as that is the second out of the inning, that will be a out as well. And that's a 5-3 put out for the White Sox. 3 up, 3 down, nothing doing for the Reds. And Weaver comes up for the White Sox in the bottom of the fourth here. All right, 32 for Weaver would be a 26. That's a 4-3 put out. Jackson comes up, and that will be 6-1. 24. That will be another 4-3 put out. Or that will be a 6-3 put out. Sorry, that's shortstop. 6-3 put out. Flesh is up. 14 for Flesh will be a 30. That's going to be a fly out to left field. 3 up and 3 down for the White Sox. No score yet. No runs for either team yet here. And Neal comes up for the Reds in the top of the fifth. .22 for Neal will be an 8, and Williams is an A. That's going to be a fly out to third. Which brings up Reardon. And okay, 44 for Reardon, and that's going to be an 8. And that's going to be also be a fly out to third. And Rath will get a 12 out of this. And a 12 is going to be a 25. And that will be a 4-3 put out. 3 up and 3 down for the Reds. And once again, the Reds only have 2 hits. And Gandil comes up for the White Sox as we go to the bottom of the 5th here. $33 for Gandil will be a 0. So that means we'll go to the second column. 15 on the second column will be a 2. And with the Eller is an A, that's going to be a triple. So Gandil will get a triple here. That's pretty much the first big hit of the game. That brings up Reesberg, and he will get a 41, which would be a 12. And it says out at first. Okay. And he's average, so I'm just assuming doesn't say runner scores here. So just out at first, that's going to be a 5-3 put out. Chalk comes up. Okay, and we will re-roll. $54 for Chalk. It's a 32. That's a fly out to right. And Leopold will come up. Okay. That's that. We've got a 16 for Leopold, and that will be a 28 with the man at third. Now, the thing with this is it says a C result and a D result, but it has no A result. Which means I'm going to be going with the top thing, and that's going to be an out. So that's going to be short to catcher, shortstop to catcher. That's going to be a 6-2, and the Reds will get out of this one, and that means Collins will be up first in the bottom of the fifth here, and Dalbert is the Reds starting batter in the top of the sixth here. I'm going to go down and we'll see the results here. Sorry about this. All right. $44 for Dalbert. That's going to be a 7. Williams is an A pitcher. That's going to be a fly out to left. Grau comes up. And this is going to be a 55 for Grau. That's going to be an 8. That's a single to second. Oh. And I'm looking at the wrong results. They have to re-look at that. 55 is an 8. 8 here is, that's a fly out to third. I mean, that's 5-3, so that is not a single. 5-3, Roush comes up. 31 for Roush will be an 8, and that's a fly out to third as well. 3 up, 3 down for the Reds. We are going to Collins here. Okay, 25 for Collins will be a 10, and that's going to be a single for Collins. And that's the single for Collins. We go to Weaver. $33 for Weaver. That takes us to the second column. 54 for Weaver here. The 32 with a man at first. That's a fly out to right. Jackson will come up. And that will take us to the second column. 42 on the second column will be a 4. And Eller is an A pitcher. That's going to be a triple. So Jackson will get a triple here. And that scores Collins. And it is finally a 1-0 ball game. Hey. And look who shows up. Al, Red Sox fan. Good to see you. You just came at the perfect time, Al, because Shoeless Joe Jackson just scored Collins to make this a 1-0 ball game. There's 1 out. Flesh is getting ready to read his result, and it's a 63, which with a man at third, 32, and that's a fly out to right field. That makes 2 outs. Gandil comes up, and we'll have to roll for him. And that is a 15, and that is a 10. And Eller is an A. It says single to right, runner scores, batter steals second. So Jackson will score. Single for Gandil. He goes to second on the steal. Reesberg will come up. And that, I'll have to re-roll all of our dice. 22 for Reesberg. And we got a man at second. And that's an 8. It says out at first, runner to third. The 5-3 put out. Gandil will go to third, and Shock comes up with the 23 for Shock. That's going to be a 26. And Eller is an A pitcher, so this is one of those CD results. Oh, infield in, and D is infield deep, and with Gandil, I think this would be deep. So this is out at first, and that's going to be the end of the inning. That's going to be a 4-3 put out. But the White Sox finally managed to put two runs on the board. Wait a minute. Got 3 hits here. The White Sox managed to put 2 runs here on the board in the bottom of the 6th inning. We go to the 7th. Duncan is up for the Reds, and Reds only have 2 hits so far for the game. And let us go down. It's good to see Al. It's good to see Kent showing up. Right. 31 for Duncan. That's going to be a walk. Duncan gets walked. Koff is up. '53 with a runner at first. It's 19. It says out at first, runner to second. So that's going to be a 5-3 put out. Duncan will go to second. Neal comes up. And that is a 22. And with a runner at second. And that's an 8. And Williams is an A. That's out at first. Runner to third. It's a 5-3. Another 5-3 put out. Runner goes to third here. Raritan comes up. And we will real roll for Raritan. Uh, 53. With a runner at third. safe on first safe at first. That's an E6, and Duncan will score. And this will bring up Wrath. And this is 52 on Wrath, which is a 27, and the runner at first. And it says double play, but that's just going to be a 4-3, and that's the end of the inning. But the Reds do manage to get, they didn't get any hits, but they did manage to get one run here. So it's 2-1. Thanks for being here, Al. Al says thanks for being here, and I say thank you to him. It's good to be here. I say thanks. It's always good to have Al. Just so you know, Al, my next What If Sports project will be Frazier versus Ali, and that will be a rebroadcast of the Thriller from Manila using Glory Days Boxing. It should be good. I think I'm going to have that go 12 rounds. We're going to try 12 rounds on that. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it looks like we go to Leopold here. I mean, that way with the 12 rounds, it gives you get to use the full. You get to use the full stamina for both fighters in that. The thing is Frazier is going to be in the red corner, meaning he has control first, and Ali will be in the blue corner, and that's because things are reversed. In this one, Frazier is going to be favored in this one here. He's kind of, the judges, I mean, the pre-ring stuff favors Frazier rather than Ali in that, and I'll explain more when we get to that as far as how the dice are going to be read, because the dice will be read kind of a way similar to what I'm doing here with the Reds. All right. That will be a 25. That's going to be a 10. That will be a single for Leopold. $16 for Collins. And that will be a single. And Leopold will go to second. Weaver comes up, and that's a 61. The 24-minute first and second. 61, 31. That's going to be a fly out to center field. Runners hold. Jackson comes up. We'll have to re-roll for Jackson here. With runners at first and second. 54 will be a 32. And that's a fly out to right. And a 51 will be a 9. And that says that's going to be an out. That's going to be our third out of the inning, and that's going to be first to third. 2 hits, but no runs for the White Sox. And we go to the 8th. And I'm going to look at the pitchers for the Reds here. And there is kind of no tomorrow here. I don't want to get. We'll get Luke will come in for Eller here. Luque comes in for Eller. And we're going to the top of the 8th for the Reds. Williams is still doing well, so he's still going to pitch here. So let us go to the top of the 8th and see what happens. All right. All right. And that's going to be a 36, and that will be for Dalbert. And that's going to be a 33. That's a fly out to second. Wait a minute. Or with. Okay. Fly out to second. Grow is up. $51 for Grow. It's going to be an 8. To fly out to third. Roush comes up. And that's going to be a 16, which will be a 28, and that's going to be 6-3 put out. 3 up, 3 down for the Reds. And Gandil comes up for the White Sox. Luque comes in for the Reds. And let's see what the White Sox can do here. 52 for Gandil. Will be a 27. That's a 5. That's going to be a 5-3 put out. Reesberg up. 34. 31. That's going to be a fly off the center. Shock is up. And he gets a 63. And that will be a fly out to center as well. And the Red, this will do it for the Reds here. They need some hits. Duncan is up for the Reds. The White Sox are up 2-1. 23 and a 26. That's a 4-3 put out. Cough. This will be a 51. It's going to be a 9, and Williams is an A. that's going to be a 4-3 put out as well, or not 4-3, but 6-3. Both of those are 6-3, which brings up Neil, and he is a 45, and Neil will get walked, and brings up Raritan. 2 out, man at first, and the Reds need 1 to tie this. And that will be a 26, and that's going to be a 24. And it says double play, but there's 2 outs, so this will be a 4-3 put out. And this one is in the books. And this 1919 World Series replay is in the books. And this one goes to the White Sox in 5. The White Sox sweep the Reds. Yeah, that's right. The White Sox sweep the Reds in 5 games. So, not very good. You know, the Reds had 2 games, and this was the second game where the Reds, they got close. They got within 1 run, but they could not at all get anybody to tie the score or go ahead or anything like that. So this one will go to the White Sox. It is a 2-1 game. Let's see here. The White Sox did have 1 error. They had 5 hits, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. The Reds had no runs, 2 hits, and they had no errors. So this is another one of those games where, yeah, the Black Sox win in 5. Yeah, not too thrilling on that aspect, but and I will have a video before I do the Frazier Ali fight. I will have a video on how the dice will be read. So that will be preliminary. I'll have a preliminary bout on video on how the dice will be read for the Frazier Ali fight. But the Thriller from Manila is our next project. 12 rounds, Frazier versus Ali. This first project goes to the White Sox in 5. We are not happy in Redsville. So, but thanks for our Red Sox fans showing up, and thanks for Kent showing up. And this game is the first one under an hour. So you all take care, and we'll have preliminary bout matchup stuff, soon. And until next time, guys, I hope all your rolls are good ones.